Preparing live stream. Okay, so the YouTube is up. Let's check it. I'm just waiting for it to come up.
This is very exciting, everyone.
Oh, here it goes. Yep, the YouTube is up.
You want me to say a
So if you
couple of
wanna-
words and then you can take over? I can if you
I've got
want.
one person watching, so hello, whoever is watching.
Hello, everyone.
And Laurel, let's officially get started. I'm ready
Perfect.
to go, so.
Perfect. Welcome to FreeCodeCamp. Learn to Code Zoom Social every Tuesday. The Laura Wheeler Foundation. We host this, and we're joined by Taylor Arndt, our awesome, fearless leader, who helps us deep dive and teach people to code. Today, we're just going to be helping participants who are using FreeCodeCamp.org to work through any issues they're having or their tutorials. We're going to just do a quick and dirty help session. But we do this every Tuesday, 10 o'clock Central. Come join us. Follow Taylor over on YouTube and check out the Laurel Wheeler Foundation if you want to learn more about the rest of the stuff we do. With that said, I will turn this over to our fearless leader, Taylor.
Do you want to quickly explain why you created this? Because this is the first time that my viewers have even heard about this.
Oh,
so do you want to
yes.
kind of explain? Yeah.
So my foundation, a really just quick and dirty summary. Okay, somebody's asking for you to throw your YouTube into the chat, Taylor.
Yep.
So
Let me
while you're
quickly
doing
do that,
that,
I'm just trying to get rid of a system dialog on my Mac. It's driving me
You're good.
bonkers.
While you're doing that, a really quick summary. My foundation's been in operation since 2017. We provide technology training and resources to blind people all over the world. You can find us at Laurel, Laurel, Wheeler, Wheeler, foundation.org, and also on social media if you want to check us out. I started this at the beginning of the year because I kind of noticed that a lot of blind people really want to learn how to code, and I'm not by any means an expert coder. So I thought to myself, it would be fun to gather together a community of people who learned together. FreeCodeCamp.org is a fully accessible and free coding tutorial where you can learn HTML, everything from HTML to CSS to the more complex things like Java, etc., etc. And so I decided, well, why don't we just gather together a community that met every week and learned how to code together? It's a great life skill. It's a good professional development, and it's also a lot of fun. And so I just threw it out there to the community to see who all would want to come. And Taylor showed up, and she's an expert at this and does this for a living. And I was super fired up about that, Taylor. I had no idea you were going to show up. I was so excited about it. And it's just kind of grown from there. So this is our first live stream on Taylor's YouTube, and we will share this to our foundation social media later. We'll live stream this every Tuesday from her social media, and we'll share it on ours. And it's an awesome partnership. And, I had no idea what this would turn into. We've been helping blind people in up to a dozen countries, if not more, learn to code. And I'm just so excited about what this is turning into. I never figured it would, I just started with an idea from me. I am by no means an expert coder. I'm self-taught through FreeCodeCamp, and I just wanted to empower other people to learn the same way. So Taylor is really, truly our fearless leader. She knows way more than I do, for sure. So I feel like I'm just the facilitator and enabler, and Taylor, through Techopolis, is the fearless leader and our teacher. You're awesome, Taylor.
I was muted. By the way, this stream is not really sponsored, but in partnership with Techopolis Online Solutions. So takecourses.net, you can see all of our courses. We have a 50% off coupon for everybody in the stream and everybody who is in Zoom. It's just Taylor Arndt YouTube. And that will get you 50% off Techopolis All Access, takecourses.net, to find out more about our courses. And we have a new Python course for basics coming out very soon. So you'll want to sign up for that.
I know some of you are interested in Python who are here in this Zoom session, so definitely check that out. And if anyone is if anyone is really struggling with the ability to afford to sign up for a course, even though they're not very expensive, but if someone struggles with that, I just want to invite you to reach out to the Laurel Wheeler Foundation and talk to me. All
Oh,
right.
that'd be great, Laurel. Yeah, we were
Talk.
going to talk about that. So if anybody has trouble, Laurel, we partner with her, and so please join. If you can't afford it, we will figure something out for you because we
Yes, we
want you to
will.
learn.
If you are in another, especially people in other countries that may watch this
Yes.
around the world, I know we've got several. If you are not able to afford the fee, especially if you're outside of the United States and Canada, reach out to the Laurel Wheeler Foundation. You can email Laurel, Laurel, Wheeler, Wheeler, Foundation, Foundation, at gmail.com and reach out to us. I just wanted to throw that in there, Taylor, because I don't want money to be a barrier to someone accessing
Thank you.
your awesome courses. So, I know that normally we deep dive, but we've only got an hour today, so we're going to focus on helping people and meeting them where they are in their FreeCodeCamp tutorials. This is going to be, we want this to be interactive. You can unmute yourself to talk, or if you're watching over on YouTube, or if you'd prefer chatting in the chat of the Zoom, do so. And I mean, take it away, Taylor.
Okay. I'm just quickly posting this on Mastodon. Just give me a minute here. I had an automation, but I guess it didn't go through.
You're good.
So, yeah, basically, like I said, if you are not able to attend with us live, but you want to see the YouTube, I did post that in the chat. So please subscribe to my YouTube if you already haven't. You'll be able to get notifications when I go live. And I'm also going live today at 5 p.m. Central for the Microsoft Ability Summit recap, hence why this session's only an hour because I need time to prepare for the keynote. So,
Perfect.
that is that. And what we're going to do today is we're going to try to figure out where everybody's at. So normally we have time to do a full workshop on something code related, but unfortunately today that is not the case. Although I may throw in something that you are not expecting, Laurel, and
Do
nobody's
it.
expecting, but I think I might do that towards the end of the hour. So Google has a new AI feature that's completely free, and you can
Oh,
literally share your screen with Google, and it can help you understand like, what's on your screen or like help you teach something if it's visual.
oh my gosh, that's awesome. Feel
But I'm
free.
not going to do that right now. We're going to save that to the end of the
Sure.
hour. What I'm going to do now, right now, is figure out where you guys are at in Free Code Camp, and let's see how we're going to make this more accessible. Well, I guess not accessible. I mean, we're already making FreeCodeCamp accessible, but see how we can help you guys get your coding questions answered. So if anybody has any questions, let's go.
Yep, let's go. Unmute
Or in
yourself and ask
chat on
away.
YouTube or in chat in Zoom.
Yep. Feel free. I see we have some new people joining. So what we're doing today, because we have only an hour, and we're doing a quick and dirty learn to code help session. So unmute yourselves and talk to us about where you're at in learning with freecodecamp.org, and let us know where you are in the tutorials and ask your questions, and we will help you. Mostly
And if
Taylor,
you're,
because she's awesome.
we're also streaming on my YouTube channel. So
Perfect. Who
if
who wants to
Zoom gives
start?
you a pop-up and you can't unmute, make sure you press F6 because we are live streaming. So that could be an issue on your end.
Or
So
throw it in the
make sure
chat. If
that,
you want us to unmute you, you can also, and
yes,
I can.
yeah.
We can. So who wants to go first? I know it's always a little scary to go first.
I guess Laurel, if nobody has anything, I want to know where you're at in the Free Code Camp journey.
Okay, well let me actually go over there, and I'm gonna pull up my where I'm at. And I've kind of refreshed the tutorial and started over and worked my way back through it because I forgot some of my, work. And I think right now, let me see where I'm at exactly. I'm gonna click over here. Come on. I am in the I am starting the survey form certification project, which I think is like the
Okay.
fourth or fifth, somewhere in there. Um, so I'm learning how to build. I'm relearning, I should say, how to build a survey form. Um,
Okay.
that's just where I started, or where I'm at. Like I said, I wanted to. One of the great things about FreeCodeCamp tutorials is it does save all your progress, but then if you're like me and you've forgotten how to do some stuff, you can go back and like, you know,
That's
reteach
definitely a
yourself.
good thing that you could do.
And so, if no one else um, wants to talk or can, guys, throw it in the chat if you are stuck on mute and can't unmute yourself, and Taylor can unmute you. So throw that in the chat if you're stuck. If we don't have anyone that has any questions, maybe we could talk about, because people are going to get to this in the third and fourth and fifth tutorials, how to make forms accessible, maybe. Because I see, like, I know that when I am learning this kind of stuff, we talk a lot about like the form titles and IDs and elements and um, labeling a lot of the input fields and field sets. I don't know, a lot of the labeling seems repetitive, and maybe we can talk about why that is and some of the best practices in making accessible forms online.
Okay. Let me do that. I'm just
How does that
quickly
sound?
see if
Like,
I have a
because
chat.
I know there's that, and then I know um, the tutorial before that. I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at what that title is. Eventually, people are going to get to learn HTML forms by building a registration form. I think that's going to be the first thing after the CSS tutorials. And so maybe since we talked a little bit. Oh, Sophia says she's on mute, and and we can maybe unmute her. I think she maybe has a
Okay,
question.
let me unmute Sophia.
But if nobody else has a question, since we talked a little about
Sophia,
CSS
you're
last week,
mute
maybe we can.
unmuted.
Yeah, what you got?
You're unmuted.
I think you can talk if you want to.
Make sure you let's see. Yeah, make sure you accept the pop-up F6
Yeah,
because we're
there's
live streaming.
click F6. There should be a pop-up letting you unmute and talk.
Hey guys, in the meantime, this is Jackie.
Hey Jackie, there you go.
Yeah, sorry, I've got a cold, so I'm
You're
kind of
okay.
hanging back and keeping myself muted a lot. I'm up to the lesson with the CSS pseudo
Ooh,
selectors,
yeah, the pseudo
Oh,
selectors.
yeah.
and like I'm on step 45 right now, and I'm a little bit confused because it keeps telling me that I should have a dot table wrap selector. And I think I'm doing this
Okay.
right, but it keeps telling me that I should have, you should have a
Hello?
pad
I don't think
up.
it's still doing.
Video
Hey, I
content.
gotcha. We'll answer whoever else is unmuted. I got you. We'll answer Jackie's and then keep yourself unmuted and
Video.
then we'll help you
No,
out
I'm just
next.
trying to make sure y'all can hear me.
We can. We gotcha.
Okay. All right. So the other day when I was on this, I was using off my
Build
phone, and now I'm on a computer, so I'm kind of confused at the moment because I've never actually like be on a computer. I just do everything off my phone.
Sure.
So logging into the coding camp, I don't really know how because this is not my computer. This is the school's computer.
I gotcha. So what you're gonna do is you'll go to freecodecamp.org. Did you register with your email or Google or
Learn
Yeah, I registered with my Google account.
back.
okay, then you'll log in with Google you'll do that, and then you'll click on FreeCodeCamp
Accent black. FreeCodeCamp.
curriculum at the
FreeCodeCamp.
top of the screen
HTTPS
and go from there.
//www.
Okay.
So while you work on doing
Sign
that,
in. Link.
we will
Sign.
help Jackie with her question, and then we'll check in with you and make sure that you got in okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Perfect. So,
Computer.
Jackie
And Sophie,
is
make
stuck.
sure. Oh, sorry, Laura.
Go ahead.
Make
If you
sure
want
that
to,
you're muted,
Required
Sophia,
invalid
so that
email address.
we don't hear your jaws through the live stream
yeah, I think
because
is
your
it
jaws is coming through pretty well, and we
is
don't
it
want that
F6
to
again
interrupt.
to mute and unmute?
No, Alt A in
Alt A,
Windows.
sorry.
Yeah, F6 is to accept pop-ups.
Oh, I gotcha. If you click Alt A, you then mute yourself, and then when we're ready, when we're ready, I think you can hit Alt A again to unmute yourself.
Yeah,
You got it
yep.
wrong.
I just want to make sure that we have at least somewhat clear and
Alt A.
crisp audio as much as I can with the aftershocks.
Absolutely.
Email is not valid.
And make sure you're
Yes,
in the
username
Zoom
is
window. So
required.
Alt A will not work if you're not in the Zoom window. So Alt Tab to the Zoom window, and then
Automatically
press
join
Alt A.
audio by computer when joining. Checkbox. Automatically join
Okay.
audio.
Or else we can mute her if we need to.
You can if you want to automatically, and then you can unmute her when we are
Okay.
ready to check
I just
in.
don't want to cause confusion, but I also want to.
Yeah, so this is perfect. So since Jackie's got a
Leave
CSS
computer audio
question
button.
off of step 45 of that tutorial, we can
Huh?
rock and roll with it.
Zoom meeting.
Yeah, because they're saying that the JAWS is interrupting the
Video
content.
content.
Yeah, I think you'll have to hit.
We can hear your jaws pretty well, Sophia.
I think Taylor, you might have to hit mute for her, and then we'll unmute her whenever.
Okay,
we'll help her
there we
out.
go. I just don't want to cause any confusion. I'm sorry
There
if
you
it
go.
was too, confusing.
Oh, sure. No worries. Let's dive into Jackie's.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so pseudo selectors. I'm gonna go there a minute on the
Step 45, right, Jackie? I think. Is what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that took me a little bit of time to figure out too, but let's dive in. Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna log into FreeCodeCamp because I did not log in, so just give me a second. So what's the exact issue you're having? Or can you actually explain the challenge so that if people are watching on YouTube or whatever, they understand what's going on?
Yeah, it's saying you wrap your tables in a container with the table
Okay.
wrap class, create a selector for that class, and give it a padding set and then it gives me a bunch of, the padding specifications. So it sounds pretty simple. So I go in there and I create the selector, and it just keeps on telling me that, I don't have a table wrap selector, but as I'm looking at it, it sure looks like I have a wrap selector.
Okay.
Like I just threw what I put in there into the chat, and to me that looks right. I can't figure out what's going on here.
She threw the code. You threw the code piece into the chat too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me read it. I'm gonna go over to the chat and I'm gonna read it for those who
I'm gonna
are
look at
watching
it too. I'm gonna
over on YouTube. Hold on.
And I apologize every time I need to go up. I'm going to put myself on mute so that nobody needs to hear it.
Thank you for doing that.
Okay. So, come on, read me this by. Why won't you let me read this by character? That's annoying. Why are you doing this to me? I was gonna read it to you. The coding.
I'm looking at. Well, they changed They had a huge update for FreeCodeCamp the other day, so it's all confusing now.
They did.
Okay, let me look at the.
Yeah, if you look at the
what
the
step
piece
is
of
it on
coding,
FreeCodeCamp?
huh?
Is it step 36?
It's 45 in the colored marker exercise, I think, right, Jackie?
No, it's not colored marker.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
sorry.
No, you're good.
It
Smart
is
man.
the pseudo learn more about CSS pseudo selectors by building a
Oh,
balance
okay.
sheet.
Oh, got it. Okay. There you go. I was thinking about the wrong
Okay.
tutorial. Oh my gosh. And Taylor, she's got the string of code in the chat in Zoom.
Let me
And for
look at it.
some reason, I cannot read it by character so I can't read it
What I
out
have
loud
to
for
do,
those who are
Laurel, is I have to
watching on YouTube.
copy it all out and then put it in like a notepad.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do
Try
too.
that.
Let me see if I can.
That table wrap. Let's see. Let me look at this.
Okay,
Seems right.
copied.
Let me see. I'm wondering if you need a number sign instead of a period. Let me look.
Okay, I've
I
got it
tried
copied.
that. It didn't work.
Do you want me to read the string of coding, Taylor, for those
I
watching
read
on
it.
YouTube?
I read it for string people on YouTube.
All right. So the code that has been pasted into the chat that we're working with, it's period, table, hyphen, wrap, space, left brace, and then the next line of code says padding, colon, space, 0, space, 0.75 rem, so REM, space, 1 period 5 rem, space, 0.75 rem, semicolon. The next line has a right brace. That's what we have.
Okay. Let me see what's. So you have a period in there, right, Jackie? The
Yes.
period table selector.
Yeah, she's got a
Okay.
period at the very beginning
That's
of
what I
that.
saw. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've tried,
Hmm.
and I thought maybe it needed the number sign, so I tried that. And I'm just kind of like, okay, where did I go wrong here? Because it sure looks like all the other code that I threw in there, you know?
Let's see. Let's see.
I don't know. I'm even stumped. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the step on FreeCodeCamp. So is it like the price selector? Let's see. What is this? I'm trying to look at the basic CSS by building a cafe menu. Is that where you're at?
No,
No, she's farther along.
CSS pseudo selectors by building a balance sheet.
She's way farther
Okay.
along.
Let me go back. I'm gonna go.
Let me see if I can. It's going to be.
Where are you at? Survey form? No.
It's going to be way farther down in this responsive web design tutorial.
Let's see, where's it at?
It's going to be under the tribute page certification project. It's going to be the next one after that, Taylor. It's going to be
Got
inside
it.
the responsive web design course. It's going to be under the courses. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, you're
7,
far left.
8, 9,
Sorry, it took me a minute to figure out where you're
12,
at.
11 down.
Okay.
She's way farther.
I got
She's
it.
doing great.
All right, so I'm gonna test your code. Now, let's see.
Step 45 of that.
Yeah, this is very interesting because
I wonder if there's a colon when there should be a semicolon or vice versa somehow. I don't know.
Let me see.
It stumped me too.
I'm looking at it.
I'm scratching my head.
Table wrap. Let's see. I'm trying to. Let me just put some stuff in here. I'm just gonna test it out. That's why I wanted to go to the FreeCodeCamp. I'm just gonna put. Let's see. Yeah, I mean it seems right, but let me see what FreeCodeCamp has to say. It passed. So Jackie, did you put the table code on the bottom? So let me put in chat what I did. I got the entire challenge, right? But then at the very bottom, I put your table code, and it seemed to work.
Okay, what do you mean? I'm a little confused by that.
So basically, it has like the what does it have? Like it has the H1, like it has all the styles on the challenge, like H1, H1.flex, like it has all of that, right? You know, the previous stuff. And then at the
Mhm.
very bottom, put the table. So I'll put it in chat what worked.
So you're saying it goes at the very bottom of the text editor?
Yeah,
So your position where your code might be the problem.
maybe.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because I just put the chat that you the whole challenge, and then your code is at the very bottom, so it's the last
Right.
thing in the editor.
Oh. Oh, well, that's kind of confusing. Wow.
So did that help?
That does help, but I didn't realize it was all of that. Wow.
So
I know
basically,
sometimes that is the frustrating thing about coding. Sometimes it can be like the smallest position of something. Like your line might be right, but not in the right place, and it might take forever to figure that out. And that sometimes gets all of us, I think, you know?
Yes.
But, oh man, I've had that problem too before. But then it's super satisfying when I figure it out. I'm like, oh, thank
I
God.
would have never figured that out without you guys.
Well,
So
that's
yeah.
what we're here for.
Yeah. So basically, you have to do the table. Sorry if it was confusing to explain. So in other words, what happened is she had to put the new table selectors on the very bottom of the code. So keep the other stuff intact, but then at the very bottom, put the selector stuff for the tables. Because otherwise it'd be out of order.
There we go. Boom, Jackie. We got you. Let's check in with Sophia and see if she's gotten logged in okay. And then
Let me unmute her.
let's check in. And then for those who are just joining us, we're doing a quick Q&A, checking in where everybody is in their FreeCodeCamp progress, and then we're helping people. If you're stuck, then you know you can unmute yourselves and ask questions, and we'll help you get unstuck like we just did for Jackie. We're gonna check in with Sophia first, and then after that, people are free to chime in.
And we got 4 people watching on YouTube, by the way.
Awesome.
So if you're on YouTube, go ahead and chat. We're monitoring the YouTube chat. So
Perfect. So if you want to unmute Sophia, we can check in with her.
I just did. I just unmuted Sophia.
Does she have to hit F6 again, or is she good?
Not should have to.
Okay. How are you doing, Sophia? I guess you might have to hit F6, maybe?
Wait, I just asked to unmute.
I can't hear you, but hopefully you're doing okay.
Michael's watching on YouTube. So hello, Michael.
Hello, Michael. How are you today? Hope you're doing great. Sophia, you might have to go into the Zoom window itself and unmute yourself.
Yeah, hello?
There you go. There you go. How you doing? Did you get logged in okay?
Yeah, I'm logged in, but now I have to do it over because apparently, I don't know, nothing got saved. I don't know what happened. So I'm back on lesson 8, and this is where I was stuck at last time.
All right. Well, let's get you unstuck. Where you at? We'll help you out. We got you.
Yeah, so what is it saying? Yeah, you're telling me that your code have an image element. You may have to remove the image element, or you have not surrounded. It's the same thing from last time. I'm trying to remember.
Okay. And for Taylor and for everyone else, remind us. You're in the very first lesson, right? Building a cat photo app, and you're on step 8.
Yeah, I'm on step 8.
All right. All right, Taylor, take it away and help her out.
Hold on just a minute, please.
She'll work her way over there for you. Step 8, I remember when I very first started coding, step 8 about annoyed me too. It was, oh my gosh, it took me forever to get around it. But thanks to our fearless leader and us, we're going to help you get around it real quick.
Just give me a minute. We might have a special guest.
Oh, sweet.
Copied and pasted it.
Please bear with me just 1 minute. I'm going to help you in just a second.
This was copy and pasted.
Okay. So lesson 8, right?
It's going to be step 8 of the first building the cat photo app lesson.
Yeah, I copied this.
Okay, let me quickly look at that. And you're having trouble with the image?
Yeah.
Something at the end that you don't have. Put a
What am I supposed to be putting at the
something
end?
greater than, put a greater than. Okay, hold on, don't do it.
Let me go look at that as well.
Okay, check it up, go back up and check the end of the one here. So this is it.
That is the one, the one.
I think that's quotation, then greater than,
Okay.
put a quotation.
Okay, let me look at
Okay,
coding here.
so
You can try it.
let's see.
See?
Yay.
All right. So that's
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yes.
I remember this step.
Yes. I do too.
I hated
So
this
what?
step.
Oh God, hold on. Yeah, this step is a pain in the ass.
Do you want me to read the code character by character, Taylor? That I think is.
Yeah, for you. Well, you can read it. Like, say what I guess the problem is. Let's give people context.
Okay, so for context, in step 8 of the first lesson is building a cat photo app. Step 8 is having you build, adding an image, essentially, to the website. Okay, I believe I have the code in front of me that you should have, and so I'm going to read it character by character, and hopefully hopefully my code is correct. Let's see. I have a less than img space src equals quotation mark https://cdn.freecodecamp.org / the word curriculum / it's a / again, cat dash photo dash app / relaxing dash cat dot jpeg closing quotation mark greater than sign. I believe that's what it should look like. So Sophia, if you're looking at how to close that, according
Yeah.
to what I have in front of me, it should close with that relaxing dash cat, then a period, then the letters all lowercase, JPG, a quotation mark is your closing quotation mark, and then a greater than sign. Is that what you have, Taylor?
Yeah, that seems right. Um,
Mm. Yeah, I wasn't just missing the quotation and the greater than at the end.
Well, there you go. You got it now, though. I remember for me,
happens.
that was so frustrating for me when I did it the first time. I got stuck too. I think a lot of people get stuck right there, but we got you.
Yeah. So I
Per-
already moved on to 9.
Perfect. You doing it. So awesome. Where's everybody else at, and who's got another question? See, this is what we're here for, to help you guys get unstuck.
I guess not. Okay. So in lesson 9, right? It says we have to add the ALT into the image source. So are we doing that before? Like, is that going to be the first thing that comes up, or are we doing it after the link?
Stand by and I will. Let me look. Unless you already have it. Hold on one second. Let me pull that up. All right. Let me look at the code real quick.
Hold on, I'm doing something very important real quick. I'm looking at it, but I'm also doing something else.
Okay.
I'm trying to get our special guest in the meeting.
What's that? Sorry.
I'm trying to get our special guest in the meeting.
Hey, let me. Hold on, I'm looking at this code.
I'm trying to look at 2 things at once here.
Okay, Sophia, what I see here in my code is that the alt piece of this, so when you navigate your code and the last kind of words of your string that you had before are relaxing dash cat dot jpg quotation mark, after the closing quotation mark and before the greater sign, you type a space and you write alt equals an opening quotation mark and the words acute, orange cat laying.
Okay. So I'm putting that in.
Yeah, you type in all of that and then you close the quotation mark and then your greater than sign will be right after that. So I believe that's where you put it.
Okay, so basically after the link, whereas the last thing is JPG, then you put the alt, right? That's what I'm saying.
Correct. It should be JPG, your closing quotation mark, and then a space, and then the letters ALT equals, and then your alt text, and the whole end of that will have the greater than sign at the end of it.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to mute yourself, just feel free to come back if you have another question or get stuck. If you type Alt A, you'll mute yourself, and then that gives us the ability for someone else to chime in.
Yep. Okay.
So wherever you guys are, feel free to, if you're using Windows, you can hit Alt A to unmute yourself and chime in if you're stuck somewhere, and let us answer your questions for FreeCodeCamp and help you get unstuck.
Yep.
And you have to be in the Zoom window itself and hit Alt
Unmute.
A to unmute yourself. So let us know where you're stuck at or how you're doing. And if for some reason you can't unmute yourself, throw it in the chat and we'll unmute you. Michael is in the meeting. Hey, Michael.
Oh, is he here?
Yeah, I see him in here. Just joined.
Hi, everyone.
Michael?
Hi,
Well,
everyone.
everyone, this is the special guest.
Awesome. Welcome to the meeting.
Thank you. It's good to be here. I was listening
And
to you guys on YouTube.
I'm stoked to have you here joining us today. While we're letting people think about what questions they might have or whatever, do you want to introduce yourself briefly to those that don't know you?
Sure. My name is Michael Doise. I am a software developer and accessibility specialist, and I own the company that Taylor works for, Techopolis Online Solutions. And I have a huge passion for teaching people how to code and how to do more with code. So it is, I've always wanted to be able to join on one of these Tuesdays, but I've always been working, and I still am working, but I was listening on YouTube and just wanted to come in and answer any questions where I can. So it's very good to be here with you all.
It's awesome to have you. I mean, guys, this is the man. Techopolis is awesome. So we're super excited. Man, I had no idea when I started this thing early in January that it would turn into this kind of a partnership. This is just unbelievably awesome. So super happy to have you here with us today.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
But how's
Um,
everybody else doing? Jackie, you doing all right? I see Mariana from Bulgaria who's here. I see Zach and Luyora and Jackson and Francois and Chris and Cheryl and Alfredo. How are you guys doing? Feel free to unmute yourselves, and I don't know if I missed anyone or not, but feel free to. Oh, Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Feel free to unmute yourselves, or if you can't unmute for some reason, because there's a dialogue or a live stream or something preventing you from unmuting, throw it in the chat so that we can unmute you. But tell us how you're doing in your free code camp journey, and if you have questions, this is the time and place to ask. If nobody has any, I know I really want to talk more about what we were discussing earlier, how to accessibly build forms and surveys and things like that. I know, let me get back over there to my free code camp window.
Hi, this is Chris.
I know that after people do HTML and do CSS, let me get there. For me, one of the hardest things is building forms accessibly and correctly because a lot of it seems kind of repetitive.
Actually, Laurel, that was kind of my question. Like, as I'm going through these pseudo CSS things
Yeah.
and all of the CSS things, I'm looking at all the code that you have to put in to get the forms structured and, how to create the tables and everything. And all I'm doing is I'm sitting there and I'm like, gosh, this would take 2 seconds in Excel spreadsheet.
On it. Oh yeah, building out tables.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, this is an awful lot of work. And just how long the code gets. And I get it. I don't think I'm ever going to be like a natural coder, like somebody who just can retain and remember, oh yeah, I put that not statement in. It's
Yeah.
going to take me a lot of time to do that. But is this because we're doing everything in a very basic, like HTML and CSS are pretty much the first things that you learn about when you want to do anything on the web? Do the other higher level programmings, do they help take some of the I want to call it drudgery, like, oh,
Heavy
you forgot a
lifting,
space
maybe?
there.
Yeah. Yeah, do they make it easier to build tables on a website or, anything like that? What are your all's
So,
thoughts?
so I have many different thoughts.
That's the thing
Uh,
with Michael.
I love it.
Um, so when you're coding a website, uh, they're using tables as an example of how to build out forms, but typically you want to use layouts, and they just haven't taught. Well, I don't know if they've taught divs to you guys yet, but uh, the thing is that you can build forms and things with Excel, but the accessibility and usability for users is more of a higher learning curve for filling out those forms, and certain things can not be the most accessible, which is why web forms are the most accessible way to present a user-friendly way of filling out those forms. The thing about any of this stuff, though, is it's important to learn the basics because, like you guys, I am not going to sit there all day and actually write this stuff out manually. I'm going to use snippets that somebody else has written, and then just finish, make the changes that I need, or use AI or some other tool to write all of the boilerplate code.
Because
I
But the important
shamelessly use AI, Michael. I shamelessly use
Oh,
GPT.
yeah. I mean, it's useful, but it's important to know how to write it, and then then you could go and say, no, ChatGPT wrote this wrong, or this could be done better this way. Um, most of my apps and things that I write these days is all through AI because they can just do it so much faster than I can, and I can be the one in charge of the idea. The
yep.
important thing is, though, so guys, my first programming language was BASIC whenever I was like 9 years old. So I've been doing this for quite a while, but even then, I'm still learning. There's still things that I don't know, and we're all going to be at that period of time, and it's all just problem solving. It's all just uh, thinking critically and saying, okay, how do I have a problem? The problem is I need to create this thing. How do I solve that problem? And it's working through getting from point A to point B. Uh, and that's why learning how to do it, learning these lessons is important. And then whenever you see this stuff, it's like, oh, I know what that does. I know what this does. I know what that does. So, and for forms, uh, it's easiest if you just think of what are you trying to achieve? What do you need to do? And then the tables, just think of those as two different things. Think of it as you're writing the table and you're putting the forms in the table.
Okay, no, that's really helpful and it makes sense because that's kind of the way I was thinking too. Before you could really, you have to understand the underlying fundamentals.
Hmm.
So I appreciate going through what I previously called drudgery. But it makes sense because you have to know those little things. So if something bad, if you use ChatGPT and it just totally does not look like what you
Yeah,
wanted,
yeah.
you can go in and refine it. So that makes a
Right.
lot of sense. I appreciate the response. Thank you.
I just want to
Sure
jump
thing.
in and say, since Leora's chatting with us, she's working with our students who are here every day or every week. So thank you guys for joining us today. I know you guys have to go soon, but we'll see you next Tuesday. I'm super stoked that you guys come every week. It's awesome. And yeah. Yeah,
We
Michael,
also have to go anyway soon
you
because we
guys
got
got to go
the.
soon anyway too. But yeah, I know that for me, the hardest thing for me to have learned was building tables and also building accessible forms, like for people to fill out surveys or
Hmm.
contact forms or things like that, because it got super repetitive. But from what I've experienced, you're right. You got to learn the basics. But man, I shamelessly use AI to help me write all of the strings of. But I know the
Oh,
basics so
yes.
that if it messes it up, I got it. And maybe next week we can deep dive into that a little bit more, Taylor, because we we've deep dove into some HTML, we've deep dove last week into CSS, and maybe next week we could touch on how to accessibly build a table and or a form online, maybe in a web page. Because
Well,
for
and
me,
it
there's
would be good to
confusion.
talk about the differences between layout and data tables and when to use which one of those because
Yes, it
they are
would.
very different things. Yeah.
I would
That's
appreciate if
definitely
we
a good
could
thing
talk
to
about
do.
that.
I think we will.
I think I would
I will
appreciate it
bookmark
too, because
that for.
I know that when I learned and when I was going through it, it was hard for me to understand, okay, which components of this are necessary for the building and which components are necessary to ensure accessibility and why does it feel so repetitive? So maybe we could deep dive into that next week. It would help me for sure.
We can do that,
Mhm.
yeah. Like I said, I think we have 4 minutes left, so I need to head
All
out very
right.
shortly. But Michael, any
Absolutely.
last words?
No, I'm very excited to be here, and I'm registered for the meetings, so I should get a notice whenever you guys have these. But I would love to come whenever I can, and thank you so much for making me feel welcome. And I hope I can help out in any way I can. Anybody can always reach out to me if you have coding questions. I never will shy away from any questions about code. I love to help people. And very exciting that you guys are doing this because we need more of this.
And
We
we also
need
have
Absolutely.
our Discord too.
we
Absolutely.
need
And go ahead, sorry.
we need more people that are interested in code because not a lot of people are. And I think everybody should learn some amount of code. It always helps. So
Absolutely. I've always said that, so Michael, to give you, you probably know this, but just for those who are watching on YouTube as well, like I am by no means a professional coder. I simply, the Laurel Wheeler Foundation, I'm Laurel Wheeler, and I simply had this idea back in January, like, hey, you know, I enjoy learning to code and I enjoy this space, and I know sometimes it can be daunting to learn alone or to know how to get started alone, you know, and I know learning together is more fun, and so I just thought, well, why not start this community and let's meet every Tuesday and do this together. And man, when Taylor and Techopolis showed up, it was like, wow, like, you know, everything starts with a good idea, right? Like I just had an idea, and so that's how this partnership started, and I'm super thankful for you guys, Michael and Taylor and Techopolis. You guys are awesome. Again, we will share this YouTube live stream on our foundation social media for our followers. Go follow Taylor, go follow Techopolis. And if anyone wants to buy the Techopolis courses subscriptions and struggles financially, especially outside of the United States, you can reach again out to the Laurel Wheeler Foundation at laurelwheelerfoundation@gmail.com. We'll help you out, and I look forward to these every Tuesday.
Thank you so much, everyone. I have to get rolling, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next week. We're going to do the live stream. Hopefully that works out for everybody. Laurel, I think you have the link to the live stream, right? So you can share it out. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll push it out, and next Tuesday we'll deep dive and talk about some of those layout and data tables and some of those maybe. And I hope you guys have an
sounds like a
awesome
plan.
week.
Thank you so
Sounds like a
much.
plan.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful week.
All right, bye.
Should I
bye-bye.
end it?